So, I thought I'd tell you a story from out in the hills. And the story is of a young man who went on an adventure. He heard that the daughter, the princess of a king of a nearby kingdom, needed a husband. And he thought, well, I could do that. Don't have much, but I've got my wit and I've got my cunning. So he set off walking to find her, determined to get there. And as he was walking, well, he saw an anthill that was on fire. And all the ants were crying out for help. And maybe your immediate thought would be, wow, what have I eaten? Those mushrooms were maybe a bad idea. His thought was, oh no, I need to help these ants, but I need to get to this kingdom and I need to win the hand of this princess in marriage. But he took his water bottle and he stopped and he poured all of his water on the anthill and he put the fire out, because it's a good thing to help people when they need help. And then he started out walking again, but he needed to refill his water bottle. So he went down and he refilled the water bottle by the stream. And as the water bottle was being filled up, he saw a salmon caught in a fish trap. Now you might think, aha, great, fish, that's going to be awesome. I can have that for my tea. He thought, oh no, that poor wee fishy, caught there. So he let it go free. And he took time out of his journey to visit the kingdom to win the hand of the princess to do that. As he was walking through the forest, he got to the edge of the forest, and on the edge of the forest he saw the kingdom, and he was just about there when he saw a falcon caught in a net, flapping around. Normally a proud bird able to fly the beautiful blue skies, this poor bird was trapped. And although he had to get to the kingdom to win the hand of the princess, he stopped and he paid attention and he untangled the falcon, although it was nipping at him and all that, and he set the falcon free. And then he carried across the plain, and when he arrived, he found that all of the suitors from all over the world had already arrived to try and win the hand of the princess, because she was very canny and very bonny, and everyone wanted to marry her. The king wanted a good son-in-law though. So he'd started them on a task of collecting a seed from every plant in the kingdom. That's a crazy task. And the boy was late because he'd stopped on the way all the time to help those things. So he sat down and he wasn't sure what he could do, when this wee voice piped up and said, "Hey, what's up?" And it was an ant. And the ant talked to him and he told him his problem about collecting all the seeds. And the ant went, "No problem, leave it to us, we have it sorted." And the next morning when the boy woke, there was a seed from every plant in the kingdom all piled up in front of him. It'd taken the other suitors ages to do that. But yeah, it's good to help someone when they need help, and the ants had collected them all overnight. So the king was really chuffed because, well, somebody had completed the task, and the other princes were complaining about overheads, time management, and blaming it all on the servants. The next task, the king said, "I need my son-in-law to be courageous." And he took the wedding ring and he threw it into the moat, the deep moat, which was dark and dank, and great big creatures with pointy teeth lived in there. So all the other suitors started diving in, swimming, holding swords, carving things up. It was carnage. Now, the wee boy kind of sat and thought, I've never really been that good a swimmer and all. And then a wee voice came out of the moat and said, "Oh, what's up?" And it was a salmon that he'd helped and set free. So the young lad explained his problem, and the salmon went, "No bother, mate. I will go and I will swim and I will find it." So next morning, there was the ring. 2 challenges complete. The lad thought he was in there, and so did all the other suitors. The other suitors started fighting, and instead of fighting amongst themselves, which they'd been doing before, they decided to team up to fight against the young lad. And they found the ring, and they went up to the top of the castle and put it on a bow, and one of them shot the bow miles away into a field of corn. And without the ring, the wedding couldn't happen. So the young lad was sitting up in the battlements looking at all the grass, trying to work out where that ring could be. When, what do you know, a bird landed on his wrist. Flap, flap. So the young lad explained his bother, and the hawk went, "No problem. Got this sorted, mate." and flew up high, high into the sky and looked out over all of the land and saw where the arrow had landed and where the ring was, and doosh, picked up the ring and flapped back. So the next morning, the wedding could go ahead. The young lad, having, well, if not proved his skill or his might or his power, proving his care, was a good match for the princess. And all the rest came with the wealth and the kingdom and the management, and it's just learning how to be good with people that was really what was needed. So, a wee bit later, and a story of a journey that worked out well. I'm on my journey back from visiting a school as a Viking. But I thought I'd introduce you to the hills above Moffat. So I'm sorry if you were looking for this earlier at 7:30. Tales from the Longhouse won't be back until the end of the summer, but we'll still be putting up stories every now and then. So keep an eye on the Floating Monastery YouTube channel and on Olaf the Storyteller's channel as well, and on the Clurin page, and we'll try and keep you in touch. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have an awesome evening, a better summer, and live as happily ever after as the young lad and the princess did. Bye-bye.